I awake with the fear that it's going to be another very gray day. Opening one eye, I see the same sway-backed settee I awoke to yesterday and replay my near-death experiences and newfound penury. I'm depressed. How could I not be? On InVision, I ask Dudmeat for help. He tells me to turn to my friends. I say I hate to bother them. He tells me that's what friends are for. So I call my pub buddies. Balls Up, Cockers, and Flamer are ready on InVision. I try to sound upbeat and say, "Hey!" They respond, "Yo, Vin, been a while." Oh man, you guys, you would not believe the stuff I've been going through. They give me their attention, like they really want to know. For starters, the box I shop at got blown to hell. I mean, I was right there, that close. Yeah, we saw it. Wow. And that was just the beginning. Then my girl, you remember Ice? Yeah, the frigid one. You've been telling us all about her. Well, she left me. Oh man, that's tough. Yeah, and then these punks tried to cut out my bid chip. Nearly slit my throat. But security saved me. And then I was attacked by wild dogs. Whoa, they seemed truly impressed. And I owned this stock, and it was going up and up like you wouldn't believe. Wow, that's terrific. Except then it tanked and I lost my habby. And now I'm living in Motel 6 over by the riverfront. They can't believe it and want to know, but you still have your stuff, right? The big cooker. Remember, you were going to get the big cooker for after the games? You still have that, right? I tell them, no, I never got it because of this mayhem, and now, well, now I don't have anything because my credit's shot to hell. I see how shocked they are, and I tell them, so that's why I'm calling you guys. Flamer looks confused. But if you don't have the cooker, how are you going to barbecue after the game? I'll watch you guys do the cooking. Flamer says, that's not the same. Balls Up says, hey, you still have time. The game hasn't started yet. I tell him, I don't need a cooker. What I need is money. You mean you really don't have any money? Zip, not a dime. That's why I'm calling you guys, to ask for help. Then you won't be cooking after the game? Well, maybe, if you help me out. Balls Up says, hey, there's the kickoff. Cocker says, look at those pussies. They're not even running the ball. I ask them, how about it? Look, there's a flag on the play. Oh, bad call. In the meantime, I'm just waiting. I interrupt them. What do you say, guys? Flamer looks annoyed and asks, what? I'm asking, will you help me? But all I get is, what? I click them off and tell Dudmeat, these are my best friends. He says, it's important to know who you can count on. How about your other friends? I don't have any other friends. I don't know what to do. Dudmeat leans into my field of vision. You know, there are other ways to get money, if you're desperate enough. I tell him, I just might be, and he says, follow me. Dudmeat's image leads me away from the motel, down desolate streets, and into an abandoned industrial park. I tell him, right around here, this is where they killed those dogs. He says, yeah, a lot of business gets done around here. He points to a hole in the wall on the side of a half-wrecked building. I squeeze through the breach and find myself in a vibrant flea market on the other side. The cash trade is humming as hordes of trash haggle over raw meat, bins of vegetables, piles of used clothing, cosmetic remnants, greasy car parts, all things new and used, sold in singles, by the case or pallet. How many people shop here, I ask? As many people as have need. Dudmeat leads me on, turning sideways to wedge myself in and out of aisles arched over with recycled merchandise. He indicates another crack in the wall. I slide through it into the darkness and move toward a faint glow. I have to feel my way. The dirt is wet. I crouch and duck my head. The light is brighter as the dirt gives way to polished tile. I hear the tap and click of good footwear as I climb the marble stairs, entering the massive lobby of a megaplex. I ask Dudmeat, are these two places connected by some kind of wormhole? He says, I'll worry about the connections. You just go over there and ask the auto directory for Invisibank. My InVision leads me to a vaulted chamber. As I walk toward the center, I have the feeling someone is right behind me. I turn and find myself face to face with a flesh and blood woman in a business suit that fits so smartly it could have been cut from cold steel. She says, I'm new accounts. I go to offer my hand and see it's tarnished with dirt from my trip through the tunnel. Embarrassed, I start to introduce myself. She cuts me off. I know who you are. You're looking for money. So, what you got for me? I tell her, I have a good career. I was a real gold guy. I own some stock. I run out of good things to say about myself. And, she asks, I tell her, I have credibility. And I have capability. I have a real future. She looks bored. I know, the President's Project. Before I can ask her how she knows about that, she says, look, as far as I'm concerned, the President's thing, that's all you got. So let's cut the crap, and here's what I have to offer. Based on that, I'll give you $10,000 in chump change at 100% interest per month, backed by everything you have and everything you're ever going to have. Take it or leave it. I tell her, you must be kidding. She says, nice to meet you, turns and walks away. Heading down the marble stairs, I tell Dudmeat, I thought you were helping me. He says, you won't find terms any better than that anywhere. An ad helper pops on my InVision and says, hey Vinny, need money? Win big. Call now. Just say quiz. After all, what you got to lose? Dudmeat shakes his head. I say, quiz. The auditorium is awash in rainbow waves of light. 1,000 lasers slice the air. The game show host jogs center stage to the big band fanfare, holding up his palms to quiet audience applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now tell me, what are we here for? Someone in the audience yells, Skin! He cups his hand to his ear and asks, what was that? More people chime in, Skin! So, when I say, what do you want? You're telling me? The crowd goes wild. Skin! 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 Welcome to You Bet Your Skin, the show of Flesh and Bucks. And now our first contestant. From off stage, I'm led to the podium by a spike-haired blonde in a scarlet bodysuit. My envisioned face is projected around the walls of the auditorium. The host asks me to tell the viewers my temp name, and I do. "Well, Vinny, you're looking perky today." I tell him it's probably just my nerves. "What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Does this guy look like prime meat or what?" The audience responds, "Skin, skin, skin." Now, Vinny, you understand the game rules, don't you? I think so. Just a quick review. Your task here, Vinny, is to simply tell the truth. Do you think you can do that? I'll sure try. Great. Tell the truth and you get the dough. But if you're putting us on, you're going to pay with your skin. Got it? Okay then, here's the deal. For each $10,000 you go for, you will put up 1 square centimeter of skin. That's a little less than 16/100ths of a square inch. Now that's not much to ask for a chance to win 10 big ones, is it? In fact, you'd hardly even miss it. As we go along and you're winning, your winnings are going to accumulate. But if you're putting us on, we're going to subtract the money you lose and you'll owe us the skin that you've lost. So you want to watch what you say. A female voice says, "All skin collected on You Bet Your Skin is donated to the Institute for Research on Acquired Skin Disease. The value of all skin donations is fully tax deductible." The host says, "Now, Vinny, you're here of your own free will, is that right?" A message on my InVision prompts me to say, "That's no skin off my back." And I do, and the audience laughs. What a guy! Let's hear it for Vinny. The audience chants, "Skin, skin, skin." All right now, let's see what you're really made of. For the first question, you have 3 choices, A, B, or C. So, how much skin are you ready to put on the line? 1 centimeter. You bet your skin. 1 little centimeter for $10,000. Okay, Vinny, which of the following best describes you? You are A, a trash reclamation specialist, B, in the entertainment business, or C, a public relations engineer. Clock-ticking theme music marks the seconds until I press the buzzer and give my answer. B, entertainment. That's right! You have just won $10,000. The audience applauds. Laser beams slice the air. $10,000! Wow! How do you feel about that? Pretty good. Now, how much skin are you willing to put on the line for the next question? 2 centimeters. Okay, Vinny, for $20,000 more, tell us, are you A, someone who hates the shop, B, just a regular guy, or C, a guy that never gets rattled? I reply, B, I'm just a regular guy. That's right, you are a real regular kind of guy. And you now have $30,000. How much skin are you going to put on the line for your third question? I tell him 5. 5 square centimeters. You're feeling pretty confident, aren't you? That's more than 3/4 of a square inch. I tell them the truth. Hey, I really need the money. That gets a laugh. I can see on InVision that beads of sweat are forming on my upper lip. Okay, for 50 big ones, tell the truth. Your greatest accomplishment in life has been A, your success with women, B, your understanding of high finance, C, your design of a well-known action hero. I say, that's Hammerman. He's mine. Wow, Hammerman! Now there is one kick-ass piece of bad guy. And you designed him? Yes, I did, I tell him. My confidence is growing. Incredible. Isn't he incredible, ladies and gentlemen? Vinny, you've just won $50,000 more, even without losing one pore of your precious skin. But before we continue, I have to tell you, you can quit now and take all the money you've won and go home. The audience boos. Or you can continue and take home some real dough. I tell him, I want to go for 8. Now, Vinny, I have to caution you. 8 centimeters, you know, that's almost 1 1/4 square inches of skin off your back. Yes, I want to go for it. Okay, now, tell the truth. Recently, your life would best be described as A, a phenomenal success, B, just about average, or C, a complete disaster. I tell him, honestly, the last few days have been an absolute disaster. That's right. Recently, your life has been a train wreck, no doubt about it. But things are certainly looking up now, aren't they? That's $80,000 for a running total of $160,000. All of this without losing one scintilla of skin. Not bad for part-time work, wouldn't you say, ladies and gentlemen? Now, for the 5th and final question. How much skin will you bet this time? 30 centimeters. Oh, Vinny, that's more than 4½ square inches. You know, that much skin won't grow back overnight. I want to go for it. Okay, Vinny, if you say so. Now, you have a SIG one, right? And I'll bet she's a real hottie. Video of ice appears on InVision. You know, Vinny, I'd be willing to bet that she's watching you right now. So, okay, for $300,000 and a possible grand total of $460,000, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and remember, it's your skin that's on the line. Okay now, Vinny, which of the following personal truths did you confide to your significant other? A, your favorite food in the whole world is French fries? B, how you really feel about sex? Or C, heaven forbid, that you might have some dread disease? Oh man, I'm thinking, if she's watching, the guy is rushing me. You do understand the question, don't you, Vinny? My sweat is burning my eyes. The host says, time's up, Vinny. No answer is the same as a wrong answer. B, I told her how I feel about sex. God, they're deafening. Even with my hands over my ears, I can't silence the gongs, buzzers, and alarms. Oh, Vinny, you're putting us on. It's not like we just sit around here all week waiting to give money away. We do our homework. So now, Vinny, tell the audience, is this really, or is this really not, your very own video recording? InVision shows me as a vampire biting ice on the neck. She asks me, how do you feel about this, Vinny? And I say, I don't know. Then it skips and she says, well, if sex is too difficult to talk about, tell me how you feel about anything. And then it skips some more to where I say, I'm afraid I have bid poison. The game show host says, you said you were afraid you have bid poison. Now, if that's not a disease, I never heard of one. The look of my face on InVision tells it all. Come on now, Vinny. It's only a game. The audience is screaming, "Skin! Skin! Skin!" Trumpets blare, and the host says, "It's time to settle the score." The audience falls silent. Well, Vinny, I'm afraid you won't be taking home any money tonight, and it looks like you may end up owing us some. Let's see. According to the InVision tally board, you're $140,000 in the hole. But we're going to give you a break. Are you ready for that? If you agree to donate the skin we're going to take for acquired skin disease research, we will forgive every last penny that you owe us. Now, how's that for giving a guy a break? The audience is going crazy. The blonde in scarlet takes my hand to lead me off the stage as the host says, "Oh, and Vinny, about bid poison, I'd get that checked if I were you. You know, when it comes to your health, you just can't be too careful."